here at Sedgemoor with Unexplained Investigations, investigating the anniversary of the Battle of Sedgemoor, in which apparently people have heard and also seen figures wandering along on these fields. Because it's an open air investigation, you have to be careful of what equipment you actually use. Things like the thermometers that I've got here, because of the natural conditions, they're practically useless, because obviously as the temperature drops around you, you're not going to be able to detect anything at all. What I am using instead is just a very simple gauge meter. This is a constructed one which will detect static electricity in the air and also any magnetism, electromagnetic fields in the air. Nearby we do have pylons, and I'm fully aware of that, but it is not affecting the gauge meter at the moment. So tonight, using the mediumship and working with Unexplained Investigations, we're hoping to get some sort of evidence and see exactly what happens.
I'm getting the sense of two people on horse, two soldiers on horse. For some reason I'm going to say the name Perry. I'm getting the name of Perry. It's I feel royalist rather than parliamentarian, because I want to feel more hello type of scenario with this. I want somebody dressed predominantly in red. They got one of these quite a large voluminous hat on, but it's like and Perry is Percy, not Perry. And I want to be stationed between where these two trees are. I'm about 15 foot in front of them, or 15 metres this way, yeah, as if they're watching us something. You know what I mean? They're looking across there at something that's going to occur, or what is going to occur, rather than, you know, it's almost like having a little plan. But definitely there's two people. One of the horse is not a royal connection, but he's very high status, I would have said. And there's a gentleman with him who's more of a military person. You know, like he's giving he's saying yes, this is what you'll do, and he's saying yeah, we can do that, or we can do this. Right.
What are you doing here today with Unexplained Investigations?
We've come here tonight, you know, from various parts of the country to work, like I say, with Mystery Mag and Unexplained Investigations. The idea is to, rather than pay attention to the history books all the time, because history is written by the victor, as you would know, and it's just to dispel the myths, see what we can feel. Myself being a medium, I'm here basically as another bit of kit. Whether it be a torch or an AMF detector or a dictaphone, you know, it's this type of thing, like a bloodhound. Basically, I'm very clairvoyant, as in that my primary sense is being able to perceive residual ghost energies and spirit energies by, you know, with my eyes. Basically, we've come across quite a lot of evidence, which again, I don't do any active research into the areas that I'm going to be asked to partake in and give my little bit of information that I do get. So what I do put over is correlated with research and what is known in history, as well as local knowledge, and it all comes into one.
So this is an area of high activity and an area where it would be worth leaving some EVP.
So you're leaving a dictaphone at this point?
Yes. Based
on what the medium has said here?
Basically.
And these are markers? These are markers so you know where it is? Right. Excellent. How long are you planning on leaving it here?
Well, I think we ought to come back to it maybe in an hour or two, a couple of hours, and just see if there's anything on there.
Okay, excellent.
With a view towards possibly leaving it here longer.
Get a sense of this gentleman would have been, whether I'm smelling the powder from the actual gun, or whether he would have been with gunpowder.
Right.
You know, it's this type of thing. He's got a lot of black hair, brown eyed. He's got quite a nice beard. But I feel I want to be almost like a local around here because I'm getting the who are type of accent. You know, no, it's the best way of
Ghost so spirit, not ghost.
No, he's spirit because he's chatting away to me on what's going on. He's quite a big man. He's about your height, but a lot more girth. Yeah,
Right.
And he wears the belt here. He's got a hat. It's a grey hat, and it's almost like a Guy Fawkes. You know, it's a sturdy hat.
Right.
Yeah, it's a sturdy hat. It's almost like, it hasn't got a buckle, but it feels like it should have. Yeah, quite a big one. It's grey in colour. Flops down here. Yeah, comes down the rim of it's quite wide, and it does flop down. He's got a collar. He's got almost like a tie type of thing here, but it's not the tie we have today. You know, it's a little cravat if anything else.
Right.
Quite a big man. No real embellishments. It's solid, very tanned leather, very thin, but of course there's not much movement in it.
Hi Tony, we're currently stood in Westonzoyland.
Yeah.
What are you here for?
We're carrying out an investigation of the Sedgemoor battlefield, which is quite a well-known part of Somerset, and obviously we're very keen to find out our own piece of history, find out exactly what went on here. So
you're here with your team.
Yes.
You brought your own paranormal team here. What do you hope to get from tonight? What are you hoping for?
Well, I'm hoping to find out more about the history of what actually happened in this battle. Maybe throw a bit more light on what went on. Certainly, I've had a chat with the historian beforehand. Very interesting. I'd like to tie in what we come across tonight with what I've gleaned from him. And really marry the two together. Also to find out what the truth about the paranormal activity is on this site. There's certainly a lot of reports, and I'd be very keen to find out the truth behind them.
So how do you expect to record any activity? Have you used any equipment tonight?
Varying means, electronic voice phenomena, EVP, basically dictaphones which we place around the site. There's various other means. We're looking at the atmosphere. We're walking around with a medium. Very keen to see exactly what he comes up with. It's a combination. It's a multi-pronged thing, really.
Well, we're heading back to the end of the lane, and the main reason we're doing this is because as we were down there earlier, we had a bit of a strange session where two of the people, myself included, heard what seemed to be a noise like somebody clearing the throat as if they were actually coughing. The interesting thing as well is that as we stood in a circle, there seemed to be some noise happening behind us in the field. There's something there. So we're going back down there and see if it happens again.
It's the cantering of the horse, and it's the sense of boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? It's not Shire horse heavy, but it's heavy. And they're coming this way. They didn't really have a chance. Yeah, it's like they got one salvo off, index.
That was like a gunshot, actually.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Gunshot from over that direction over there.
What you heard, or?
Yeah.
You heard a gunshot?
Yeah, from over that direction. Quite faint. We both looked, we both
Not
heard
very
it
far.
around. It was quite distant, wasn't it? I
Very
thought.
distant, yeah.
I mean, what time is it now? Having listened to the historian, I mean, it would have been pandemonium now
Yeah.
at this time.
You know, there's been a lot of it's like just fire. It's intermittent fire from all over the place. It's like when you go to a bonfire party and everybody's got the flapjacks going everywhere.
What did you hear, Lou? Libby, what did you hear?
Very distinct gunshot again.
Be worth
No,
going and
it's over
listening to
there.
the dictaphone over there.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Well, no, son, it'll be out here. I'm definitely getting an energy build up between Philip and Graham towards the gate. I want to be drawn down in that way. Of getting away, no realistic chance of getting away at all.
Is that all you've got on there, Tony?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Stacks of pellet, and the dictaphone's soaking wet. Well, a pretty good soaking.
What? Sounds like an angry wasp. You might have won that day if you didn't.
But there was water just running off this.
What's that noise?
Yeah.
Is it just taking the thing off? Well, that must be taken off because I got my mobile phone in my pocket. I might have picked it up if it's sending off to the base station, because that was definitely a mobile phone.
Yeah.
That's a
That
mobile
is.
phone.
That is. You sure the earlier sound isn't anything?
Hmm?
You sure the earlier sound isn't anything?
No, I don't think so.
Any luck?
No. No.
Nothing?
No.
Oh dear. I just want to ask you, you haven't got any evidence, tape recorder evidence.
No.
But has it been a waste of time for you?
Not at all.
What's been a highlight for you?
I would say there are several highlights really. Possible sounds heard by one or two people. Certainly a lot picked up by the medium, which I think is all of relevance. So we'll all have a good look at it afterwards. I've done a lot of recording of Ian's comments and what he's had to say, so we can have a good listen to that later on. And
What's your next move with Sedgemoor? Are you planning on returning next year, or are you planning on
why not?
returning? Yeah.
Why not? I think it's got something to offer, don't you?